is one of the most preached about principles in the business space. But today I want to bring a little more light to the dark sides of what we call networking these days, and also think of a way that we can actually improve our view of how networking works and how it should work and how it can improve, and we can make the most of networking, right? Like this video, subscribe to this channel and share it if you feel the information we give you is adding value to your life and you can be part of our network. It would be very net worthy. So, thinking about networking, there are all these common stories usually told, about in school we are told, don't mistreat this and this person. Before I was one time mistreating the other person in school, but guess what, one day they came to the workplace and found that person was their boss, so definitely they were so scared about it. Probably with the person revenge somebody who comes and two people are there for an interview and a lady comes to clean up, and then of course one guy mistreats the lady and the other person is nice to the lady, and of course when it comes to time for the interview, the lady is the CEO and she was just pretending about it, and this guy goes into a nice glorious office because he was nice to the lady, and this other person died and chased away because he wasn't nice to the lady. It showed more about their character, blah blah blah. I believe that this now brings in a sort of bribery, not by money, but in a way that somebody has to keep putting up false niceness in order to make sure that they don't bully the next person or do something bad to the next person who will be their boss. And that has always been the biggest threat. Be nice to somebody because one day they'll be your boss. It can't be true, but shouldn't we evolve beyond that? I believe it's now showing that we are looking less at that intrinsic character and more at the external things, like what's talked about in the 7 Habits of Highly Effective People, where there has been the personality ethic where they glorify a lot of achievements and titles and things that are so external and do not look deep into the character ethic where all these things are initially built before they come out eventually. That is why I think we should take on an additional view on networking. The deep character values include definitely integrity, persistence, kindness, grace, integrity. I've had the privilege, I've had the opportunity to interact with a couple of people. They are the people who are my peers and are probably highly connected to different circles that are very, very important. Or I've had the opportunity to interact with those who are also younger and are also highly connected. The more coveted ones, the people who are highly placed in big institutions, having participated in places like the Stanbic National Schools Challenge, having participated in the Model United Nations, having worked also at different institutions where I've had the opportunity to meet these people who are highly placed, have big jobs in different institutions. Probably the ones I haven't had a real chance to interact with one-on-one are the people who are the big city moguls who control the real estate and hospitality empires here in Uganda, here in Kampala, where the most money is made from time to time. But I'll tell you this, from interacting with all these different kinds of people, I've actually gotten insights on what I believe networking should be. Because sometimes we think to ourselves that if I simply meet these people, my life will change instantly. But think again, you might be surprised. I also haven't had the opportunity of interacting with particularly the people in the highest echelons of the politically connected elite in this country, alongside the city moguls. Now, I also do have some friends who are connected to this political elite, but I want you to imagine if you have a number of contacts on your phone and you have completely nothing to do with them at all. The first experience I had this was, especially outside my family, was when I met a manager in Stanbic Bank. Now fine, I had the contact and I considered us friends, but I wasn't going to call and start off like our informal things on WhatsApp. Hi, how are you doing? Blah blah blah. I'd ideally do that after laying down an agenda of probably guidance I need on something. help I need somewhere, and later on I landed on the crown jewel of conversation. What value could I offer them? Again, I repeat, what value could I offer them? This was a turning point because I knew well at the time most highly placed people in Kampala faced the chronic issue of the high dependence ratio, where friends, relatives, village neighbors, all those things call them for one thing: money. And at times it's for sensitive matters like, yes, emergency healthcare, weddings, ceremonies, barriers, at times for things that are again trivial, such as a bottle of soda, beer, like treating them like their own personal charity. I at least knew I wouldn't want to be that person in their lives. So when I found value I could offer my networks, I knew that is what I had to do. However, what value could it be? First and foremost, our services. When I had finally started a business, Mkozi, and we had services to offer, I finally had a good reason to inbox or call the people I was networking with. Now those are paid for, so I had to take it up a notch. How could I offer free value that was mutually beneficial, not only to the people in high places, but also my peers and those younger, who, by the way, I always tell how great they are and will one day be, but they don't believe me. So well, the YouTube channel was that for me. How could I offer something free to everybody in the world? The wealth of knowledge that I have had over time, the experiences that I get over time, and what I believe can make a difference in the lives of people. Finally, the networking aspect made sense. And also sometimes I believe these people just need to be thanked. They're out there striving, struggling to make something better, to improve the status of humanity every single day. Sometimes I think that if I were to meet different people in this country, probably the big politicians, probably the big business people, the people who have influence, resources, etc., I think I would just say thank you for all that you are doing to improve things in this country. Thank you for what you're doing to improve your health, your happiness, that of your family. Thank you, because I know definitely there could be those out there that have never received a piece of appreciation for all that they are doing. Yet it can be rather strenuous in this day and era. Recap of this video, I believe that now what we should see as networking is definitely meeting new people, yes, and in their contacts and seeing what you can do to benefit each other. But yes, it's meeting these new people. It is talking about shared interests, something that I learned from watching a video on networking as well by Dr. Charade, that usually shared interests are a good way to start conversation. And if it's, let's say, at an event, the very first shared interest you have is definitely what that event is about. Otherwise you'd probably not be there, and maybe it would be a good way to also have a nice laugh that maybe I didn't have interest in this, but I'm finding it rather interesting. It's something that's also preached by our dear president of this country, Uganda, where he talks about, instead of looking at our shared origins and becoming divided upon them, we should talk about our shared interests so that we can actually help each other and improve, and if need be at a time, go our separate ways. Then third of all, seeing how we can be of value to the people that we meet, whether it's by giving them a paid for service, a paid for product, or it can be giving them free value. Something that also Gary Vee talks a lot about, continuously giving a lot of yourself before you expect anything back, or not even expecting anything back at all. These are what I believe are the aspects of proper networking, and this is just what I have learned here and now. So much more is yet to be revealed about what networking actually is, what it actually could be, and how it could improve, instead of becoming a parasite in the society in the guise of networking. So thank you for listening to me on this entire topic of networking. I do believe that you have something that you would like to share, that I could also learn about networking here in the comments. But for now, this is starting out. Like, subscribe, and share so that we can be more in a stronger network. Thank you.